be stubborn, thinking I'm right. I can be late, cause I'm taking my time. I can be driven, ambitious, your best friend, love of your life. I can be selfish, trying to be kinder, always forgetting, needing reminders. But I'll always be there when you need me. Cause I know that two things can't be true. Cause I get it so confident yet confused. So I'll let go to live in between who I am and who I wanna be. Maybe I'm incomplete and a messed up masterpiece. Know everything and nothing, a childish 20-something with my pros and my cons, my mistakes and my flaws. Don't have it figured out yet. I'm a work of art and a work in progress.
You're not understanding.
No.
Also, is there anything you'd like to say?
I'm indecisive, I don't know why. My good intentions fail me sometimes, but I don't get angry, can't faze me. We can talk it out, no, we don't need to fight. I can get anxious, but I won't cry. Never know, cause I keep it inside.
이런?
I know you left, but it still feels right. And it's all a lie. You were so cold, but the breeze feels nice. And I'm up all night, room's too bright. Turn off the lights, talk to me nice. You were by my side, and that's why I hate to see you cry. That's why I hate to see you cry. And that's why I hate to see you. You were by my side, and that's why I hate to see you cry.
I just want you back in my life, in my life, in my life.
You were by my side, and that's why I hate
받았을 때는